Welcome back to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 155. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Tonight's opening question is, if you could have any job right now, what would it be? Now, don't worry about, like, you'd have to move. Don't worry about would it pay enough. Just literally, if you could have any job you wanted right now, what would it be? Sean.
Tree fork designer. Right now.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, damn right. That or a writer. And I don't care. A book or a sitcom or whatever.
I was like, okay, so I see a tree theme. You're either going to do something with the trees or you're going to chop them down and write on them.
No. Built for thorough. I'll write underneath a tree. How's that?
Okay, there you go.
See, I'm still coherent enough to say that.
Woo!
That's my last smart thing for tonight.
And the cat's wasn't in the room. Ray, because his name is on the screen. Chris. What job, if you could have any job right now, what would it be?
So I chose to not live in reality, and this
okay.
Is it's totally fictional. I would be a professor at Hogwarts, or I would have a really cool, funky used book and/or vintage shop in Diagon Alley.
I knew that was coming.
Fantastic. I didn't even, my brain didn't even go there. Like, let's do something that's not right. Oh, then I've got two answers then.
That was the first thing I thought of. I thought I was going to hear Hugglepuff or something like that. But
other than that, I mean, I get to be I'm at home. I'm the domestic goddess of my kingdom. So that's pretty cool.
There you go.
That's awesome. You use that goddess thing so well.
Yep. Joseph?
So mine is technically grounded in reality. It just hasn't happened yet. It was going to be ambassador to the Galactic Empire.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Travel around. You know, it'll happen eventually.
It'll suit
you. You know,
aren't they the bad guys? I'm a Star Trek fan myself, but you know.
I mean, as in, like, when we finally make first contact and see other civilizations, I would like to be the ambassador.
Hanging out with the Vulcans, cool.
Nice. Well, then I guess I've got two answers. I was going to say toy designer. Like, I think right now that just seems like it'd be a really cool job to be a toy designer. Otherwise, I'm going Ghostbuster. So imagine that.
Dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Dude, every time we get a chance, that's what I'm doing.
I nearly got shot at work for doing that.
At your job, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, tonight's topic is actually one that Joseph threw out there for us. Where are they now? So we're going to be picking fictional characters, and we're going to figure out where they are now after we last saw them. Now, the thing about this is, I proposed that we do two different versions, and if you didn't do two outcomes, that's fine. We could always, tack on another one. But I figured we should do where are they now, and make one that kind of makes sense as to the character and what they were doing, or maybe something they said, in the movie, book, TV show, whatever it was. And then I said, do a version where they're just like, nope, fuck this, not doing this anymore, and just did a complete 180 from what they were doing. So before the show, we'll go ahead and get into it. Unless, Sean, were you going to use the one that I threw out there?
No, I didn't use that.
Okay, one. So to give it a quick example, I threw one out there. I said Inspector Gadget, and I said if his job, like, if he continued on being an inspector and kept, advancing or whatever, I said maybe eventually he works for the CIA or the FBI. Now, granted, he'll have to have a special team, with Penny and Brain, because it's not going to work out so well for him. And then I said the other job he would have, though, if he was just like, screw it, I'm out, done with this job, would be he'd be a really mediocre, like, contractor, because, like, he'd have all the tools on him, but the dude just fucked up constantly. So it would be like
something like a Who's Harry Crumb kind of thing. Yeah,
it would be a halfway decent job. Like, he'd be able to survive, but he's definitely not on the top of Angie's list by any means. So, all right, well, that's going to be our topic. So, would anyone like to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Joseph, who is the first character, and where do you see them now?
All right, so I'm gonna go with the one I actually used the example of. So I went with Dutch, who is the main character of Predator, Arnold's character for those people that have never seen it. So option one, he stays in the military and he becomes an advisor. He's advising on jungle warfare, on alien threats and alien technology, and how best to combat them. And so that's kind of what he keeps doing in the rest of his life. Option two. He retired, stayed there in Mexico where he was. He sells flowers to little kids because of the trauma. But when he goes to sleep at night, he has to smear mud all over himself so that he can sleep. Otherwise he gets PTSD flashbacks.
That's
That
good.
is fantastic.
I love your option 2.
Yes, I do too.
The option 1 seems like a boondoggle for the U.S. military, but I think they're pretty good at that. But
Yeah.
option 2 is so perfect.
That's exactly, because I'll be honest with you. Like, I would, after having that encounter, I would probably be just walking around mud constantly. People be like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't understand.
They can see me.
So that, or invent some kind of a bodysuit or whatever that like constantly keeps your body temperature way down. So, we'll go with Chris next. Chris, what was the first character you picked, and what jobs did you see them having in the future?
I picked Gandalf.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of did this backwards.
Okay.
So for him, so after the end of the Third Age and sailing to the Undying Lands, he decides to retire from wizardry and move to the beach where he, Frodo, and Bilbo hang out and reminisce about the good old days, smoking good pipe weed.
Good.
Or, and I don't know if this is a 180, I just thought it was cool, finds the Blue Wizards in Radagast and they form an epic cover band.
Oh, hell yes. This sounds fantastic. That's awesome. I like that.
Well, Saruman's dead, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's what I thought for Gandalf. I'm like, oh, the dude just earns like the best time in the Undying Lands.
Oh, yeah. Either way, of course, technically you could do both. I mean, you could, if you're out there smoking with the hobbits, why not jump on a guitar and rock out while you're going, right?
Of course, this is after he thoroughly gets after the Blue Wizards and just be like, bro, like, where the hell were you?
Yeah, no shit.
An entire age, you didn't do shit.
Don't forgot you. Way to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in next. So the first person that I picked was let's see here, unlock my notes because my phone wants to lock up. Optimus Prime. So I figure, the Autobots have finally won. They've brought peace to Cybertron. Prime never wanted to be the leader. Like, he was always a reluctant leader. It was, no one else can do it, so I'm going to step up and do it. So he's not going to be the leader of Cybertron. He's going to be like a advisor to whoever the elected leader is, because obviously it's going to be an election. It's going to be a democracy, because that's what he's fighting for. So he's going to be a advisor to the elected leader. If he does a 180 though, he's just gonna be like, fuck it, and is literally just gonna go to Earth and just haul shit and just be like, well, that's what I do.
18-wheeler is old.
Just an 18-wheeler, like literally just be like, all right, Kmart, cool, let's get the toys there.
Optimus Prime hauling, nice.
I like that.
So he's just like, fuck, this is what I was built for. Might as well do this, right?
Robotic being decides like all diapers for the rest of existence.
Tired of fighting. It's just like, nope. Of course, if you believe my buddy Cy, that's an interesting life to pick anyway. So,
could you imagine him and Smoking the Bandit kind of thing, being like the truck, and that just like camouflage himself every now and then, change his trailer kind of appearance every now and then.
That'd be awesome.
Holographic chimp.
Sean, what is the first character you picked?
I'm going with Al Bundy. Go with what you know.
Okay.
So option 1, after Peggy passed away, choking on a bonbon and leaving Al with a considerable debt to the owner of Troy's. I don't know if anyone watches it, but Troy's was the the bar she frequented.
Uh-huh.
Al leaves the kids and heads to LA to become the Great White Hooter Hunter. Unfortunately, he's only there for about 12 hours before he comes up on a morals charge.
Uh-huh.
And due to a clerical error, he ends up in life in prison. So he ends up married with hemorrhoids to a nice little trick named Jim.
Gotcha. Is he at least happier than he is now?
I don't know. Would you be happier with a nice little trick named Jim?
I don't know. He had a horrible life, so I don't know.
He does have
like
3 square meals a day, so he's a step up there.
Yeah.
But
He
yeah,
doesn't have to sell shoes.
Yeah. So that's option 1. So if he continued his life as is, option 2. No longer able to stand another moment of his life, Al quits his job, unable to take the shame again. Peggy leaves Al and makes it big as an exotic dancer, Jasmine.
Okay.
This is all from the series. The kids, being mooches, stay with Peggy. Al sues for alimony, which he surprisingly wins, and uses the money to start a men's hat store. Al is now divorced with no children and happy.
If I was Al, I'd pick option B.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was trying to figure a 180 thing. So yeah, men's hats instead of women's shoes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Joseph, what's your next one?
So my next one is Wadsworth, the butler from Clue.
Oh, cool.
Oh, this is right up my alley. Okay.
Option number 1, he just finds another butler job and he continues to buttle for the rest of his life, and
I love that word.
goes the way of Alfred Pennyworth.
Right.
So this one actually has 3 options, by the way. Option number 2, he's retired from butlering and he started a fitness business where you just speak really fast and run to a room, speak really fast and run to another room, speak really fast and run to another room. That was not going so great for him.
Right.
Option number 3, the events of that night drove him crazy, and he's actually Jigsaw, trying to come up with the perfect murder.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. And it's so apropos that you chose 3 options, 3 endings for him. So
Yeah.
And I was about to butt in and say, but what really happened was, and you got the Jigsaw, and I'm like, wow, that went dark.
Yeah.
Chris, what's your next one?
So I picked Blossom.
Oh, okay.
So she went to graduate school, got a PhD in neuroscience, and married a physicist. The other one is that she moves to Paris with Vinny and becomes a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Wasn't Vinny her brother? I don't know. I didn't watch Blossom.
Vinny.
I thought for sure you were going to say she got a degree and went on to become the host of Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I forgot about that. She could do that. There you go. That one's better.
Yeah.
That instead.
So staying within the realm, huh?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, it's a little hard to take her out of there.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, my next one was Cobra Commander. So he's obviously not going to win. It's not going to happen. So instead, he's like, you know what? Screw it. This whole international terrorism thing's just not working out. I can't make any headway here. Constantly turning around. Destro's constantly, undercutting me and stuff, and selling, munitions to other people. So now he runs political campaigns. So he's latched on, and because he knows how to whip people into a frenzy. So yeah, he runs political campaigns for different people in the U.S. He also is constantly, getting stuff stirred up on Facebook. So just the worst political BS you can find. He's probably behind it on Facebook. So, and then I said if he decided he's just like, screw it, I don't want to do anything with politics. I don't want to do anything with ruling or whatever. Still got to make that money. I don't know. I just see him running a very small spamming farm. Like, he's just got he's got maybe 20, 25 computers, like not even a lot. Like, but he thinks he's like big shit though. And he's sending out like emails or whatever, and just constantly trying to get people to click on those links so he can make a few pennies here and there. So but yeah, that's what Cobra Commander
He's
is.
the Nigerian prince.
Basically, yes.
Could you see him in like a reality show like The Office kind of thing?
Well, I was trying to think of something where he could keep wearing the mask. I didn't think about him literally just deciding, oh no, I'm going to work at Office Max and I'm still going to wear the mask.
Oh, he could do open up a business where he sells face shields for
That's very true.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That's very true. I didn't think about that. That'd be awesome.
Sports store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
the Cobra way.
I love the idea of seeing him in like just like a normal business and like he's made it to mid management and it's like that scene from Office Space and he walks up like he's shirt, tie, whatever, but he's got the mask, not even the chrome one, just like the hood, and he's just like leaning up with a cup or whatever, and that raspy ha voice. That would be fantastic.
That sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yes, it does. Or a Robot Chicken one or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Sean, what's your next one?
I'm going with Captain Kirk.
Oh, okay.
So option 1, having led a rock star life, the Cap.
Cap, yes.
Now resides in a single room condo, spending most of his time traveling to and from Starfleet Medical to be treated for his myriad of STDs. In the Keith Richards ward.
Oh, God.
Anyway, don't feel too bad for him though, as he is never alone, seeing as he has fathered many children of many different species.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he's good. There's some weird and funky stuff going on down there, but anyway, option 2. Developing a severe case of agoraphobia, Kirk now spends his days as a librarian, safely sitting in a chair at home and not hurtling through space. Thrilling adventures and learning something new are just a page turn away. And what of all those thrilling sexual encounters, you ask? Well, that's what the pop-up Kama Sutra is all about.
Oh my God.
He does story time with the kids, right?
The pop-up 0G Kama Sutra. We are talking about the future.
That is true. That is true. So nice. I was like, when you were like, you said he had agoraphobia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, where's this going? Like,
yeah, spaceship probably isn't the best space to be.
No, probably not. Unless he just like stays in the shuttlecraft. He's just like there. Like, Captain, we really need you on the bridge. No, I'm fine here. It's good.
Yeah. Deal with it. Get Spock. Get Spock.
All right, Joseph, what's your next one?
My next one is Tom Smikowski from Office Space.
Oh, okay.
So he's now a gaming mogul, quote unquote.
Okay.
You know, that first accident that paid him all the money for him to make a jump to conclusions mat,
right,
gave him the money to actually start a gaming company. The jump to conclusions mat failed miserably. And on his way out, when he was leaving, closing the doors, he got into another accident, made another shit ton of money, and came up with another game. And he's on like a constant rinse and repeat of that until the end of days. You know,
gotcha.
He's known as the person that makes the worst games in the history of gaming. Option 2 is the jump to conclusions mat did not take off as most people thought he would. And so he got back into the IT business. And now he works as the head of client relations for Google because he can deal with the goddamn customer.
I like the fact that it's all of Google and just him. He's just the only one, which is why you can never get anyone to talk to you at Google. That's awesome. I like that. I didn't even think about that. That's great. The jump to conclusions, Matt. Oh my God. I'm almost surprised that hasn't been made as like a joke gift or whatever.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, what do you do? You jump to a place on the mat and then what? Like, where do you go from there? Like, yeah. Chris, what's your next one?
This is my last one.
Okay.
Brain is not fully functioning right now. So I picked Shira or Princess Adora.
Okay.
Nice.
So long ago are the days of the Horde Prime. Eteria has been at peace, and Shira now settled into old age. She is now known for her needlepoint, which are a mix between graphic depictions of the Prime Horde battles and quirky, uplifting affirmations.
Amazing.
I want this in real. I want this on Etsy right now. I want these. I want needlepoint horde battles.
With positive affirmations.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to learn needlepoint just to do shit like that.
I know, right? Oh my god.
Oh god.
Does she use anything special like the needles of Grayskull or something like that for her needlepoint?
Needles.
That'd be. Oh, that's like 3D printing right there. Like the needles with like different sayings on them. That'd be perfect.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
There you go. I want 10% when you start doing this, Eugene.
Her knitting needles literally look like the sword.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be fantastic.
Practical? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know.
All right.
I
Don't
tried.
put this online until you've like got the patent for it.
Yeah. And then the other one, the 180, that was the 180. And then this one is she just becomes Queen Andorra and rules Eteria. Two prosperous.
Yeah, I go with the needlepoint.
Oh, absolutely. The
I don't
needlepoint's
see why they
fantastic.
both can't happen.
You know what? That's
Be
true.
the queen when she gets older.
Sitting on the throne, yeah.
I feel like she'd be like, fuck this. I don't want to be queen anymore. It's stupid and boring. I'm going to make needlepoint because it takes a long time to needlepoint, by the way.
Yeah, I bet.
It does.
All right.
Fun.
That one's fantastic. I love that. My next one was Pac-Man. So, I mean, let's face it. He's never going to get rid of these ghosts constantly. He eats them, they come back. He eats them, they come back. So dude finally breaks down and pays the Ghostbusters to take care of it. So ghosts are taken care of. You don't have to deal with that shit anymore. And so he's constantly eating. Well, why not become a professional, a professional eater? Like, literally become a competitive eater for, some of these big things. I mean, he'd be able to clean up pretty good. So that's option A. Option B is he gets his diet in check. So, because he's constantly eating, the doctor's like, listen, dude, you're getting older. You can't just eat anything you want anymore. So he gets his diet in check. He starts working out, finds out, man, I'm actually really good at this, and becomes a professional bodybuilder. So, he's not as round as he used to be, but his arms and legs are jacked, man.
I thought you were going to say he becomes a square.
That would be awesome. Like, literally, he's a square, but he's
turns into a different shape.
Completely different shape. So, what would be the most buff shape? Obviously, circle apparently is the least one. I guess square, maybe.
Yeah. Octagon. I don't know.
Triangle.
Yeah,
or
octagon.
Triangle.
He could go into the fighting ring, like fighting circuit.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
As a circuit.
He becomes the octagon.
But yeah, I was like, man, Pac-Man's getting kind of old. Like, he's gonna have to keep, watch what he's eating here pretty quick.
Yeah,
so.
He becomes oval.
Oval. Sean, do you have another one for us?
Yeah, I got a couple. The next one is RoboCop.
Oh, okay.
So, option one, having helped clean up the city by blowing several holes in it, RoboCop eventually fell on hard times when Microsoft discontinued support of the operating system. Crap, I snorted. After a failed attempt to upgrade the system to Cyborg XP and a PR nightmare when a virus caused him to sing My Ding-a-ling every time his leg holster opened up, it was decided to retire RoboCop. The retirement consisted of welding all of his joints and placing him in a pedestal in a park to scare away pigeons. Unfortunately, his organic components did seem to attract raccoons when they began to rot, but the problem eventually took care of itself.
Oh my God. That's a horrible end.
Yeah, well, it was a horrible beginning when you think about it.
Well, that's very true, yes.
Option two. Fed up with the violence and unending crime, RoboCop moves to the suburbs, trades in his gun for a hairdryer, and rebrands himself as BeautyBot. Now the cybernetic beautician only battles with blackheads and dead ends. With a new set of prime directives: serve the client, protect the follicles, and uphold that nourished and radiant skin, girl. BeautyBot will make this world a more beautiful place.
Nice.
There you go.
I'd love to see the hairdryer that comes out.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think what thing could come out of his leg, and like I don't know anything about like beautician tools.
Yeah.
So I just went with the standard hairdryer. It looks like a gun.
Yeah, pretty much. Very true. Nice, nicely done. Joseph, what's your next one?
I'm gonna go with George Costanza. So
I played with someone from Seinfeld, but I abandoned it. So what'd you do?
So George is now on job number 24 since last saw him. For those of you that do not know, the show ran for 9 seasons and he had 9 jobs. So logical extension was 24 years later. He's got 24 new jobs.
Yep.
Industries.
He's now working as a salesman at an antique refinishing store, working on coffee tables to remove the mud stains.
Oh, nice.
Trying to get with the owner's daughter. So
of course.
Option number 2, George decided to go back to school and study psychology. He's now the city's leading expert on family-based trauma, and he's published multiple books.
There's no way.
Coffee table books. They have the legs on them. You use them as a coffee table.
How do you see Jerry, Elaine, and Kramer like interacting with him at that point? Like, do you think they don't hang out with him anymore because he just constantly?
They would constantly make fun of him, I think.
Oh yeah.
Pointing out that he's being too nerdy or too cerebral.
Uh-huh.
And then, or he's abandoned them as a friend group because he's like, everybody here is toxic.
Yeah, yeah, no joke.
I can see him like keeping all of the business cards everyone gives him in his wallet. He probably has such a back problem.
His office has a Frogger machine in it just for old time's sake.
Nice pull. Let's see here. My next one, because you didn't have any more, right, Chris?
Nope.
Okay. My next one was Falcor from The Neverending Story. So,
this better have Peter Griffin in it.
No, it doesn't. So I mean, things have calmed down. The world has been saved. So he's a delivery flyer. Like he fucking gets stuff from one end of the world to the other.
Nice.
So yes, that's a miniature version right there. So yeah, I figured that's what he would do. Now that's not even the 180 version. So on the other hand, like he's been flying for years. He's seen everything. Like everyone's like, yeah, this is awesome. He's just like, oh, it's the same shit. I'm done. I'm done with this. He doesn't want to go out anymore. He's tired. He's getting older. But he has a really awesome voice. So I thought maybe he could become a video game tournament announcer on Twitch. I mainly just want to see this giant headset that they put on him with a mic. And
I could see him getting sick from sharing needles or something like that.
Oh my god! Giant needle. The only problem is he does have a fantastic voice. The problem is most of those announcers are pretty fast. Like you have to be fast because the games are pretty quick. And like he would be describing stuff that happened, like the game would be over and he'd still be describing it.
So he'd be an announcer for like Pong or something.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, I think he'd make an excellent announcer for Twitch. So, Sean, do you have another one?
All right, my last one. This was a Hail Mary. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay.
So option 1. Although Sherlock's mind gave him almost omniscient. Hold on.
There you go.
Sorry, I've had just a touch to drink, and plus I'm tongue-tied in real life. So when I get tired and drunk, it's hard to talk. All right, let me try this again. Although Sherlock's mind gave him almost omniscient deductive reasoning that verged on the supernatural, Sherlock had an Achilles heel that no amount of analysis could show Sherlock what kind of harm he was doing to himself. That's right. Sherlock was hooked on the big O, midnight oil, Chandu, opium.
Okay.
Eventually, Sherlock overdosed in an opium den while Dr. Watson was attending a symposium titled Sidekicks. We're heroes too, damn it. Sadly, having gone to the symposium ended his tenure as a sidekick.
Very true.
All right. So that's option one. That's like the reality one.
Okay.
Option two. Having suffered a blow to his head with his final battle with Moriarty, Sherlock, in a moment of clarity, decided he no longer wanted to work in a profession that demanded thought, foresight, and logic. A meaningless existence to which he would only have to look out for his own well-being would be his new calling. With this in mind, Sherlock joined the Liberal Unionist Party and enjoyed a life as a politician without a care in the world.
Nice.
There we go. That was really hard to read. I should have thought about that when I typed it.
I like how mindless job when you went to politician. So very good, sir. Very good. Joseph, you have another one?
I actually have two more. So
Okay.
There you go.
So the next one is Clark Griswold. So he is still working in the food additive business, but now he takes his Gen Z grandchildren out on vacations, and most of the time it's just him trying to catch up or keep up with his Gen Z grandchildren, not understanding anything with what they're saying, what they're doing, why they're doing it.
Right.
That kind of thing. You know, that's a logical next step. The option two is that after his many adventures on vacation, he realized that he has a true knack for what he's doing and really gets into some really great family time. So he opens up a travel agency and he plans family vacations for people now.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I can see that.
Oh my God, that they can make a series out of that. That is so good.
That would be fantastic, actually. Especially if it was well, that sounds like a fantastic, vacation. How did you come up with that? And then the rest of the episode is him actually living through that vacation. That would be awesome, actually.
Or even better, him as a tour guide, but by the end of the show, there's no one left. They've all died in some horrible tragedy or something like that.
Gotten lost.
Every show. Yeah. They start with 10 people, and by the end, he's looking around. Where the hell is everyone?
Nice. Good one. Good one. My next one, I've got two more as well. Nicholas Angel from Hot Fuzz. So obviously he's good at his job. He's gonna keep getting better and better at his job. So he's going to eventually become the chief of police for Sanford. That's what's gonna happen. Everything will work out great. He'll keep doing what he's doing. Things will be fine. But on the other hand, what if he does too good of a job, kind of like beforehand, and they decide, we know you're happy here at Sanford. We know, you've done a wonderful job as the chief of police, but you kind of done too good of a job. So we're going to restation you. And he's just like, nope, I'm done. Fuck this. Y'all did it once. Not going to do this again. So he ends up, he judges Lego build competitions because if anyone's going to point out an illegal build, it's going to be Nicholas Angel. Because he's going to know the rules back and front, and he's going to be able to look and be like, that's a front back you got there. Sorry, disqualified. Just children crying constantly.
It's been so long since I watched that movie. I should watch that again.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Oh, it is.
I'm
more partial Shaun of the Dead myself, but obvious reasons.
I go back and forth between the two, but honestly, the older I get, the more the World's End talks to me. It's just I'm man, I understand where y'all are coming from on this one more and more. When I was when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is okay. This was an all right end, and I've watched it again recently. I'm like, wow, this hits. So
let's be honest, Simon Pegg doesn't make a bad movie.
Not really. Nope. All right. Sean, did you have any more? Or?
No, that's it for me.
Good. All right, Sean. Sorry, Joseph. You got one more, right?
I do, yeah.
All right.
So my last one is Michael Scott. Normal extension or option one. He has worked his way up to be the regional manager of a mid-size paper supply firm in Colorado, where he moved to. He is currently petitioning PBS to go out and film this new work location because he is, quote, gotten funnier now that he's wiser. Option two, Michael quit the paper game, now works as the world's foremost whiskey sommelier, constantly hunting for the perfectly balanced whiskey with 2 packs of Splenda.
Ugh.
Oh.
For those of you that aren't familiar with The Office, that is the only way he can drink whiskey.
Yeah.
So.
That's hilarious.
You should just drink it with Coke like I do.
Actually, I've been more on a whiskey with ginger ale kick lately.
Ooh, haven't tried that. I was thinking whiskey with Mountain Dew, but then I went and bought a pack of Coke. So.
All right, my last one is man, some of y'all hit some of these that are on brand for me, and I was like, man, I gotta come in strong here and stay on brand. Scott Pilgrim. So he ends up settling down, and he's gonna become the high school band teacher. Like that's he loves the music. He also kind of has not a thing for kids, but his mindset is definitely with a high schooler still. Like it doesn't matter how old he gets, he's still in that mindset. So he's gonna work out really well with high school kids. They're gonna like him a lot, and he's still gonna play in a band on the weekends. On the other hand, if he were to do a 180, he didn't really, he wasn't, he lost his chance to be in a big band and be signed and everything else. And there's only really one other thing he's good at, so he's an MMA fighter now.
Yeah.
So problem is if he's too good at it and hits him too hard, then it's hard to find people that want to keep going up against him is the problem. So but yeah, I was like, all right, what else do I have? What else is on brand for me that I got to stick to? And I was like, well, obviously I have to pull in Scott Pilgrim. So I did think about Clue at one point, and I was like, no, I don't know what I would do with that, but yeah. So
I do technically have one more. It was
okay.
A one, so I'll just throw it out there real quick. Ash Ketchum. He continues on his journey. He has grown up, and now he is the world's foremost. He knows the most about Pokemon. I can't think of the word.
Expert on Pokemon, yeah.
Expert on Pokemon. Thank you. So he's a professor now, and he's trained this new generation of people. And option two was he's gotten so tired of doing everything he did, but he knows so much about Pokemon, so he opens up the world's finest barbecue place where he serves types of Pokemon.
Your face is priceless, Chris.
Like a Barbasol or something like that. I barely know anything about Pokemon, but I know that there's some cute ones.
Man, some of those Pokemon aren't going to turn out so well, especially the rock ones. Like, that's going to end up so well. Well, good job, everyone. That is our show for the month, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and move on to our picks and pans. Would anyone like to go first?
I'll go because I gotta go for a second here. But
all right,
my pick, I've only got a pick this week, is I started watching the Goldbergs, and I'm like friggin' hooked. I'm like almost done season 3 in like a week, so love it.
Christy and I have loved it since the very beginning. We got like 5 episodes just sitting on the DVR though. It's I would say after probably season 6, you're going to be like, okay, I've seen this. I think we've actually already done this before. So it is very formulaic.
Yeah.
But the stuff that they cover, like especially like when they go to scenes and it's in his room and the toys that he has, I'm just like, I had that.
Yeah.
I had that.
Exactly.
So
I'm
good.
finding that with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's a fantastic show. Christy and I really used to love it. So,
Yeah, it's on Crave.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up like watching a ton of Letterkenny. Like I watched all Letterkenny. And I was like, I need something else that's nostalgic. And then I was recommended Goldberg's, and I was like, oh, this is so great. Like I can relate to so much stuff on here.
Yes. We're afraid, Christy and I keep joking, we're afraid she's going to end up being like the mother on there. So I'm like, you can't smother the children.
You don't like that.
But good pick. Joseph, you have a pick or pan for us?
My pick would be my new job. I'm really, really enjoying what I'm doing. It has been great, a real good learning experience. The traveling has been a lot of fun. I've met some really good people. And then the pan would also be my new job because I have to move. I'm leaving behind family and friends. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there, but I'm looking forward to it. It's a new exciting chapter in life.
Absolutely. Chris?
I have some stuff. So I don't know if you guys have ever watched Love is Blind on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you watch it? So they have a new one, which is called The Ultimatum.
Is it art already?
Oh, yeah. The first 8 episodes are on Wednesday night. Ray and I stayed up until midnight. Actually, went and had candies for the kids because I didn't want to cook because I'm like, no, I have to watch this. It was a total trick. There were some moments where I'm like, I feel like I am watching something I shouldn't be. I am really uncomfortable. It's very personal. Anyway, it's fucking train. It's amazing. So next week is like the final episode, and then the week after that is the reunion. Oh, so much awkwardness and secondhand embarrassment. Oh my God. And then it's also Rex Manning Day today. Happy Rex Manning Day. We went yesterday to this place in London, which is called The Factory, which used to be an old Kellogg's factory. And they've turned it into sort of an indoor adventure park. And they have escape rooms there. They have a trampoline room, high ropes course, golf simulator, big, huge arcade. So stuff like that. So we went with the kids for their birthdays. And Quinn and Ray went to the arcade. And Logan decided she wanted to do the trampoline room and the Warriors course. I'm like, all right, so I'll go with you. I can't trampoline anymore. And my neck, my arms hurt. So we did the Warrior course, and you have to run up the treadmill. I ran up the treadmill. I was proud of myself. But then you have to jump 10 feet into a crash pad. No, I landed wrong. I tried to get out of the crash pad, and I had to roll. I couldn't get out. And then we did this jousting thing, and they had all these big foam blocks on either side. And Logan pushed me, and she's stronger than I am. But as I went in, she went in, and trying to get out of a pit full of foam blocks, that was so sweaty. And then we tried doing this, the thing on Wipeout where it spins around, you have to jump or else it'll knock you over.
Yeah.
Those. Peed a little. I've had children, can't do it, had to stop doing that. Jump, I'm like, oh no. I've overestimated everything in my body. I've overestimated. So I'm really sore today. And
I bet.
I am. And then the last thing is, and I haven't finished watching the episode. I only got about 2/3 of the way in. Moon Knight on Disney Plus. So good. So good. Super duper good. I love Oscar Isaac.
So you watched the first episode and you're on the second one, or?
Yeah, we watched the first episode. On the second episode, I had to leave and get Logan from work, so I've only seen the first half an hour of that episode.
Ooh, okay.
Watched the rest of it, but I didn't want to leave. I waited till the last possible minute. So good. It's really, really good.
All right, well, let me get to mine. I will start off with Moon Knight. The first episode was interesting, but it didn't fully grab me. By the end of the second episode, it's like, okay, now we got the story. Now we know what's happening. Now we have an idea kind of where it's going.
Yeah.
And I'm all in. I'm ready to go. I'm really enjoying it. His acting is fantastic. The way that he flips between the two different personalities is great. There's a particular scene, I don't know if you've gotten to it yet or not, where the personalities are flipped, and the conversation is fantastic. He's great in that. The other two picks I have are my children have. Well, earlier this week they decided we usually will watch a movie or TV show in the evenings, and they wanted to watch a movie, and they were like, "Dad, you said you haven't seen this. We've seen it. We really want you to see it now." We watched Encanto. Um, it is it it's
Good.
everything everyone says. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic movie. It's fun. Um, the music is super damn catchy. Um, it's funny. I bought one of those systems that like it's got a little camera that kind of jets out a little ways from the television, and then it's got LEDs on the back of it, and whatever color that area of the screen is, like it lights up behind the TV. So I made sure to turn that on because this movie is beautiful. There is so much vibrant color in it, and just seeing it explode around the TV was fantastic. Like it was like, man, this is the type of thing that this was made for. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I mean, Christy. It's funny. Christy was like, I don't understand why they keep playing this damn Bruno song on the radio. I don't listen to the radio.
See, and Bruno's song isn't the best one on there. It's that older sister's song, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is catchy. The rest
Yes,
of them
it
are
is.
like meh.
I thought they're catchy, but I'm like you. I definitely think Bruno is not. That's not the
No.
hit of it. Was it Pressure? I think is what it's called. That
Yeah.
one. That's the fantastic.
And
song.
I've heard remakes of it, like remastered ones of like
Uh-huh.
other bands covering it. Oh my god, it's so good.
Mhm.
Like
Yep.
just do a YouTube search of cover bands for that Pressure one.
Okay.
There's so many out there.
I may have to check into that. So anyway, we chopped that up. We were watching that in the evenings, and then Nicholas was not feeling well earlier this week. He got a stomach bug actually last weekend and had to miss one of his games. And anyway, we weren't sure how long it was going to last. I absolutely had to be at work because we had state testing going on Tuesday. So I told Christy, I was like, tell you what, if he has to stay home Tuesday, you can stay home with him then. I will stay home with him Monday. And so about halfway through the day, he was starting to feel a little bit better and asked, he's like, hey, can we watch a movie? And I'm like, sure. Well, what do you want to watch? And I was trying to find something that I thought maybe both of them had seen that I hadn't seen yet. And as we're just going through Netflix, he goes, "Oh, let's watch that." And we watched Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Oh,
That's a good one.
that's a good
It
one.
is fantastic.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like that.
know how well it's going to hold up over time. Something about that here in a second. Just from some kind of the jokes or whatever. But it was fun. It was a fun movie, and it's from I can't remember their names. The ones who did Into the Spider-Verse, and it's just like y'all know what y'all are doing. Like just the anime. I also love the style. The style is just very. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like it's very bombastic. Like they're not afraid to pull in like the anime inspired like facial expressions and background effects and stuff like that. But for kids that are constantly on social media and videos are edited this way, it was very well done, very well done. So if you haven't seen it, the reason I bring up I don't know how well it's going to hold up, just because some of the jokes could be a little dated here in a little while. As we were going through looking for something to watch, he goes, "Dad, what's Shrek?" And I'm like, a really funny movie if it was about 10 to 15 years ago.
Shrek holds up.
Does it?
It does.
I don't know, but I'd guess I'd have to go back and watch it again. I just remember the jokes were so dated. They were hilarious at the time, but anyway, yeah. So we were going to Netflix and came across that, and I was just like, "Ooh, okay." So I don't know. We'll ask him. We're actually watching Turning Red right now, so
Yay! So good.
yeah, that seems to be pretty fun right now. So, well, that is our show for the month, ladies and gentlemen. If you would please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Google, Stitcher, wherever it is you listen to the show or watch it. You can find us on YouTube as well. You can find the show and all the other shows we do at epicallygeeky.com, to include the Marginally Geeky Show, Sustainably Geeky, and Creatively Geeky. You can find us on all the social media at Epically Geeky as well. Where can we find you online, Sean?
Screwing with Wikipedia, as always, and then your favorite broken toy on Instagram.
Joseph?
Just Google my name. I'm somewhere.
I'm somewhere. Chris?
all the shows you mentioned, and on Instagram at Victorian Botanical.
And as always, you can find my individual wacky adventure online at Optimachine on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For everyone on the site, have a good night.